Hi, my name is Srini, and trying to create some content, sharing my experiences on social media. So hopefully, from the viewers, I can learn, and from my experiences and from comments, and also hopefully some of the experiences that I share could be a learning experience for viewers. Uh, I have a couple of things in my mind, basically with regard to what are the playlists or topics that I would like to publish on the share and publish on the internet. Let me start with this. I'm 57 years old and trying to run a 10K in 40 minutes. Now that goal is so far off. I don't even know if I'll be able to get to that eventually, given my age and things like that, and my present 10K time. I'll get into the details shortly, but that's a goal. Let's see how it takes me, how far it takes me. But I am going to try to go through my training plans, go through my procedures, and my nutrition and things like that, and show you all, share my progress with you all, and also my training log, no problem, subsequent videos. But this is just an intro video, and I'm looking forward to your comments, and I am making progress, but it is slow progress, but I expected it to be slow. That's fine, but yeah, I mean, so here I am sharing my experiences with you. So my background is I've never been in competitive sports, but always been involved in sports quite a lot. Meaning I've, both in my school days, college days, and most of the time when I was working even, I'm still working in business, in my own business, but yeah, except for when there was a time when I was spending too much time at work. I've always been involved in sports, some sports or the other, and running or playing team games and things like that. Yeah, and then I've also, my best 10K time I did when I was in the US was without any training. I think I did about 60 minutes something, 61. This is the Montgomery County Roadrunners Club. They had a 10K, Pikes Peak 10K. This was 1998, I believe. Without much of training, I was able to complete that in about 60 minutes. Maybe 61 minutes, I don't know. I mean, it's still there on the net. And then I even trained for the beginners marathon training program with MCRRC, but I ended up with shin splints, as they called it those days, on both my legs. Stress fractures, as they call it nowadays, and that doctor advised me not to do the marathon at that time because then I might develop compound fractures. So I couldn't participate in the Marine Corps marathon at DC then, and after that I just couldn't get back into serious marathon training. Though that might be one of my goals in long distance running, down the road. My body, I don't think, is built for long distance running, to tell you the truth. I don't enjoy it that much, but there are reasons for why I chose a 10K run right now. My interest also is in strength training and a couple of other things which we'll get to in later videos, otherwise I'll be talking too much about myself. So back to my 10K training for right now. So last year, which was May of 2023, I ran the 10K at Bangalore and ended up with 1 hour 33 minutes. That was with about 2 to 3 months of indoor training on the treadmill. And I was mostly walking on the treadmill here, but also, walking as well as running some pace. But that's what I ended up, 1 hour 33 minutes. I was glad I finished. I was a little disappointed. It was 33 minutes more than what I had done in 1998. But that's okay. that's why my eventual goal is like to finish the 10K in about 40 minutes. But let's see how we get there, if we get there, whatever. But I want to share my progress, what I'm doing. And again, if viewers could comment on some things that I can do better, I would much appreciate it and learn from that. And hopefully, as I'm progressing and cutting down on the on my 10K time, others, the viewers can also learn a few things here and there, maybe. Well, let's see. Why 10K? 10K, I think, is like, marathon is too tedious, I think, and anyway, my body is not built for long distance. Even mentally, I don't think I'm built for long distance. 10K is like, it helps me run at an aerobic pace. That's what I want to improve. I want to cut down on the some of the excess body fat. I was 86 kilos. I'm 5'7", and that is a little bit too much. Now I'm down like about 10 kilos in about 2 to 3 months time, and I hope to go down even further than that. So one of the tools that I'm using for that is to get back to 10K training. I do it on the treadmill. Why I do it on the treadmill is because during the summer it gets quite hot here in Chennai. And there are some difficulties. There are places to run here, but running into dogs and things like that. So thinking about that, I just thought running on the treadmill. I have a treadmill at home. It's a reasonably good treadmill at home. So I think under any kind of, whatever the weather is outside, I can get the temperature controlled inside the house here, and I can run. And no matter the time, even at 10 o'clock at night, sometimes I'm able to run on the treadmill. So on and so forth. The early morning, it doesn't matter when, I can use the treadmill at home and get my quota of running done. So that way the treadmill helps me. It's not as rigorous as, I think your pace goes down a little if you run outside, road running. But I think if we can increase the incline levels, I think we can compensate for that. But anyway, for now, I think my practice on the treadmill is okay, and I'm making progress. So I want to keep to that for now. When there is a chance, I would run on the road, do some cross training on the cycle also. But for now, lately it's just been the treadmill. I would just keep it there for now. Okay, then so the aerobic base training. So I think aerobic base has a lot of advantages, and I would like to do a series on aerobic base too. Aerobic base building. So that's basically zone 2. And one of the good things about that, some of the good things about running at a zone 2 pace, aerobic base pace is we use fat as the energy source in that range, and the recovery is not that bad. You don't feel so crushed when you go to bed later that day or even the next day. You recover very fast, and there is not much of stress on the body, so cortisol is not an issue due to the stress from the workout, things like that. So that's why I keep at an aerobic pace. So initially I started with 180 minus my age, and tried to, whatever pace I was able to do, I wanted to keep within that heart rate range. And I use a heart rate monitor, and lately I've also been using a lactate meter. I'll get to that in a second. So initially it was very slow, 2.5 kilometers per hour, slow walk. I would not even say I'm still at a jogging pace. It's a fast walk, but I'm getting there. And my 10K at Bangalore last year, like I had mentioned, was slow jogging pace. I was not walking at all. I was jogging, very slow pace but steady pace, and finished the 10K at 1 hour 33 minutes. So I was a little disappointed that it was 33 minutes more than the 1 hour, but that I finished in 1998. But that's okay. It's a start. But I want to get from that to 40 minutes. That's a long stretch. 40 minutes is like, a seasoned runner. So let me see over the next, maybe before I hit 60, maybe I'll be able to get close to that pace. Well, let's see. Maybe it'll never happen, but maybe it does. So I want to share my experiences towards that goal and see how it's going. So that's the aerobic based training. So the way that I keep it is inside the 180 minus my age, and then I was not satisfied with that, and I kind of came to understand lactate meters and what kind of roles they play. And it's a bit expensive, lactate meter, and I hope they are accurate. I've been following all the protocols to get an accurate lactate reading, but running on the treadmill and trying to get a blood sample is like quite difficult. Once or twice I might have messed up, like some sweat or whatever, alcohol from the alcohol swab might have probably gotten onto the strip, but but for the most part I'm kind of able to use the lactate monitor and the readings from that to a pretty good extent. For heart rate, I use a Polar heart rate monitor. I also use my smartwatch. The Polar heart rate monitor lately had a battery fault, then I had to change. I think it is a 2025 CR 2025 button cell. CR 2032 I wasn't able to put it in. The 2032 I am able to use in the lactate meter that is designed for a 2032 CR 2032, which is a little bit thicker, 20 millimeters in diameter I believe, and 3.2 millimeters in thickness, and 2025 is 20 millimeters in diameter and 2.5 millimeters in thickness. So the Polar heart rate monitor had a couple of issues, meaning like the original battery that it came in kind of failed, and it took me a session to realize that. And then I bought some local button cells, and they were manufactured 2018. I didn't realize that, and I put it in and it didn't work, and I thought the Polar heart rate monitor was not working properly. Then changed the button cell, got a Panasonic and put it in, and it works okay. But then again I found after 2 or 3 sessions that heart rate is suddenly dropping, like from 130s, and then it just keeps going down, 129, 128, 116, 115, 109. I mean, I know that's not the real true heart rate, and I double checked with my smartwatch. There is a bit of a difference, 2 beats, 5 beats between the two, but I could immediately see that there was something wrong with the Polar heart rate monitor. Probably the belt, the strap, needs cleaning. What I do is I just take some water after the session, take some water from even before the session, because we don't have sweat on, so the contact should be okay. I just use some tap water to wet the strap, and towards the end of the at the end of the training session, I don't hold it under a tap, but I take water from the tap and kind of rinse it off and leave it for drying, air drying, before I roll it and put it back in the box. I think I've used it for the past on and off 3-4 years. So it's probably gone bad. I'm thinking that I need to put it in. I mean, it's also could be washed in the washing machine, but they prefer that it's in a wash bag. So I've ordered a wash bag for the Polar heart rate monitor strap. Should be coming, I think, Monday, Tuesday, couple of days, and then I will wash it in the washing machine and see if that improves. If not, I'll have to invest in a new heart rate monitor strap, specifically the Polar. Okay, so that's one way I measure the smartwatch, the heart rate. Then I thought the lactate meter is a pretty good, because way to measure that. Measure and ensure that you are in zone 2. As long as it's the lactate is within 2 millimoles, we are in zone 2. So I checked that, ensured that I'm in the aerobic zone, not overstretching myself. But heart rate was more than 180. I could go more than 180 minus my age. So even at 145 beats, I'm still in beats per minute. I'm still in zone 2. I found. So 180 minus my age is 57 years, so 180 minus 57, 123. I don't need to stay within that. I can go much beyond that and still be in zone 2. So the lactate meter has been helpful, but it's a little bit of a chore trying to get the sample. I'm using the processes as generally discussed. Let's see how it goes. Using soap before the session. I'm not able to use soap during the session while I'm on the treadmill. Then ensure that my hands don't get sweaty. I prick one of the fingers on my left hand for the blood sample, and then I use alcohol swab, and then I do it 3 times. First time alcohol swab, and second and third times I try to use a paper towel, and the third sample is what I take. And sometimes, I'm just not able to, as I'm running, I'm not able to get the strip exactly on the blood. Sometimes it does touch the skin, so I hope it's not too much off accuracy, but well, it's helping me really. So that's what I'm doing. So right now, from 5 kilometers pace, initially started with 3.5 kilometers per hour pace, and then built up, got to 5 kilometers per hour pace to ensure that I'm within the aerobic zone. It's fast walk pace. It is slow walk pace. Initially, even that seems fast, but as time goes on, that gets easy. And then 5.5 and 6 kilometers per hour. So how I did it is initially just jumped 5 and did the workout with that increased pace. I increased by 5 kilometers per hour. And then before that, what happens is 15 minutes I do for 1 hour every alternate day. So that is 3 to 4 times a week. 15 minutes of warm up at the beginning, 15 minutes of cool down at the end, and 1 hour of 60 minutes of workout. So initially I used to jump 5 kilometers and then hold that for 60 minutes. And then once I hit 5 kilometers per hour, and the heart rate keeps getting better. So when I jump that 5 kilometers per hour to the next 5 kilometers per hour pace plus 5 kilometers per hour pace, the heart rate is a little bit high, and then it kind of gets better. And how I did that was changed, instead of 60 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour, did 45 minutes of 5 kilometers per hour and 15 minutes of 5.5. That actually, I found that that helped my heart rate in the 5 kilometers per hour range quite a bit. Then after doing that for some time, I increased that to half an hour of 5 kilometers per hour and half an hour of 5.5 kilometers per hour. Then I measured lactate at various points and found that for the most part it is inside zone 2. I will share the charts, logs, workout logs in the the sessions that are coming up. But I've seen that the lactate numbers drop too, but sometimes I've strangely found it going up. That's why I'm not sure sometimes if I'm doing it accurately, or maybe there is some error creeping in, but I know the range and it helps me do or not do certain things. So it's definitely helping me. It's expensive, the lactate meter is here in India, and also the strips are expensive, even more expensive than the lactate meter. The lactate meter is like a thin strip itself. So initially I was thinking, some of the samples I've seen in the US, for instance, are thick, big, but this is like thin strip. But then, I think it's reasonably accurate, and and it's definitely helping me. Let's leave it at that. So that's what I'm doing. So what else I wanted to talk this time? Training log, lactate, inward. So these are some of the things I wanted to talk about. So I am on the process of improving my 10K run. I'm 57 years old, I'm diabetic, didn't realize that, but past 10 years, 12 years, trying to control using just meals and no medicines, so on and so forth. So more details in the subsequent videos that are coming up, but I just wanted to give this as an intro. I hope it was not too long. Please do subscribe, and please do hit the bell button there. That will help me. I'm just starting out on putting content on social media. Love to share my experiences, my thoughts, some of my ideas, and I would love to hear from you all. and see if I can improve my 10K time, and also your thoughts on some of the other topics that I would like to be posting about shortly. So thank you. See you soon.